Hi there, algebra class. Today we're going to work with trigonometry ratios. It's going to be a fair amount of calculator work, not extremely hard, but not necessarily the easiest thing in the world either. Objective is to use trigonometry ratios. We have the name or our trigonometry ratios. So you get sine of angle A, sine of A, cosine of angle A, tangent angle A. Anyway, so length for sine would be the length of opposite of angle A. We usually call this, and I don't know why it doesn't do it, this is usually opposite, I guess it does, opposite over hypotenuse is how it's going to get explained to you guys a lot. Okay, this one's going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, and this is going to be opposite over adjacent is tan. That is how, for the most part, it's always been looked at. It's just remembering it this way. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan is opposite over adjacent. There's the inverses of these, but we won't worry about that today. Okay. So, this one, you have what are cosine A, and tan A. So everything's coming from this angle. Okay, now, on your calculator, you're going to want to get into your settings. I'm not sure on your guys' what yours is. Second. Oh, mine might be under mode. Yep, mine's under mode, and I want to be in degrees. Yours might be, I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I've used your guys'. I know you should be able to do it. I think it might be mode on your guys' too. But anyway, so you got your sine A, which is going to be, and you got your cosine A, and you got your tan A. This is opposite over adjacent, or not adjacent, hypotenuse. This is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. And this is going to be opposite over adjacent. Okay. So this one you're going to get 15 over, because that was opposite, over hypotenuse, which is 17. Okay, adjacent's going to be right next to your angle, that is 8 over 17. And then you're going to also have this one, which is 15 over 8. Okay? And you can put those into decimals by typing it in your calculator. Like the first one would be sine 15 divided by 17. You should get like 0.0153, but so far all they want is right here. We will get there here in a second. Okay. Okay, so we got another one here. So we got sine E, you got cosine E, you got tan E. Okay, so we're coming for angle E, so opposite is 9. Hypotenuse is going to be 15. Adjacent's going to be 12 over 15, because that's going to be our hypotenuse. And then we have opposite over adjacent, so 9 over 12. Which you could reduce these all down if you really wanted to. 3, so that'd be 3 over 5. This would be 4 over 5. And this would be 3/4 if you wanted to reduce them down. Okay. What is the value of cosine to the nearest 10,000? Okay. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do, and you're going to need your calculator for this, cosine 55, and you get 0.57357. Okay, it says round to the nearest 10,000th, so 0.5736. Okay, that would be your answer for that one. Now, on this one, we have cosine 80, or sine 80. Sine 80 and this one would be 0.98480, whatever from there on. Okay, so that'd be your first answer. Okay, now this next one we're going to push in tan. We're going to type in tan 45, and we get exactly 1. And there's actually a thing about that, and I haven't even addressed that in geometry yet. I don't know. You will see it in calculus and trig, but the next one is cosine 15. Cosine 15 gets you about 0.96592 roughly. Okay, and our last one, of course, is sine 9. 0.15643 is your answer on that one. Okay. So we're done with that. Now, on part 3, we're going to try to find x. Find to the nearest 10th, what is the value of x in this triangle? Well, first things I'm looking at right now is I have the opposite and I have the hypotenuse. So I'm going to go sine 48 because we're looking for the opposite and we have the hypotenuse. X over 14. Okay, realistically you could multiply this by 14 to get x by itself. 14 sine 48 equals x. Then you can type that into your calculator. 14 sine 48 parentheses, and you should get about 10.4. That would be your answer for this one. It's just 10.4 approximately. Nothing too extreme there. Okay, to the nearest 10th, what is the value of x in the triangle below? Well, you have sine 35. You're looking at your adjacent, because this is the angle you know. So this is your adjacent, this is your hypotenuse. So you got sine or cosine 35 equals 1.575 over x, which I could multiply by x. I get x cosine 35 equals 1.575 divided by cosine 35. Okay, got that. So then realistically x equals 1.575 cosine 35. And then I just type that into my calculator. I type in 1.575 divided by cosine 35. And I get about 1.9. 1.9, and then 2 would be behind it, so we'd leave it at what I have right there. Okay. That being said, we're getting close. We have about another example or two here. Okay. Finding the measure of angles. What is the measure of each angle in the triangle below? Well, first thing that I'm looking at is I got a 12 and a 24. So to find this angle, I'd have opposite over hypotenuse, so I'd have sine sine 12 over Give me a second. I'm looking at the book and I'm thinking they did it incorrectly here, but I'm not sure why. Oh, they go directly from this one. Okay. So it doesn't matter. I'm doing it just a little bit different. Your book is doing it. They go with cosine and try to figure it out. You could do it either way. I'm going sine. I'm going from C. They're going from A and then building everything. We know this is 90, so we only have to find one angle. So we're going to get 0.5 over here, sine C. To get rid of sine, we have to do sine inverse. And it'll look like this. On my calculator, I'm going to have to go second sine. Should come up something like this. Then you would plug in your 0.5 and you get 30. 30 is your degrees. So see, the measure of 30 is 30 degrees. So if this is 30, this is 90, that means this has to be 60. So there's your measurements on that one. Okay, now going to the bottom one. In a triangle that the opposite angle A is 8, the opposite of angle A is 8. So sine long and the hypotenuse is 12. So we have the opposite and we have the hypotenuse, which then means we're going to use sine of A equals this. That's going to get you about 0.33333. Okay. You'd have to do inverse sine and keep it accurate. I'm just going to do that right away. So then I type. So I just did the inverse sine here from this one, and I'm just going to type that all in my calculator. So second inverse sine, and I'm going to put 8 divided by 12 in there just to keep it more accurate. And I get 41 on this one, about 8. So I'm going to go 41.8 degrees. Pretty sure this is our last problem. Okay, suppose you are waiting in line for a ride. You see your friend at the top of the ride. How far are you from the base of the ride? Now, I'm trying to think if you guys have done this. You're using angle of elevation and depression here. I don't think you've used this yet. In this case, right here is going to be, as you look down on this side, this is going to be your angle, or up here is going, these two angles are going to stay the same. This is called your angle of depression. Reason for it is that's what it's going down by. If you're looking up, if you're down here, you're looking up, so that would be an angle of elevation starting here. But looking down here, your eyes, you'd have to look down 20 degrees from where, if you're looking straight ahead. So this would be an depression. This would be a elevation because you're looking up. This is called your line of sight. Okay. So, yeah. Let's get this going. Okay, so you have you want to know how far you are from the base of the ride. So you want to know this distance, which is x. This is the height, which is opposite to this. So you're working with adjacent and that. So you're going to go tan 20 degrees. I'm going to say you're going to go opposite, which is 150 over x. Okay, and then just multiply by x. You get tan 20 equals 150. Divide by tan 20. Tan 20. X equals, okay, get your calculator out. 150 divided by tan 20 gets you 412 feet roughly. Okay. And then the book, I don't know, it says you are about 410 feet away from the ride. It rounded to the nearest 10 feet. I don't see the point in that, and it doesn't say to round your answer like that. I would go to the closest foot, my opinion. Anyway, there's your lesson. Have fun. Talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend.